Good morning. We're here at Portopal, but my friends have left and I could stay longer, but there's just a couple of things I want to do on the boat. I need to be able to get to shore easily, and it's way over there and it's just not easy. I like easy, right? So I'm just gonna scoot down the follow my friends actually, and head down to Gozo, which is a very nice marina, very friendly, and they have friendly flags there. Maybe I can get one. So a nice easy pull out. I've done my checks and we've got 60k to do, so that's about 4 hours, which is a nice easy day. I should be there just around lunchtime. Right now it's like flat, so that's why I decided to move, because in a couple of days time when I want to move, it might not be flat. There's a fuel station here which is probably cheaper than Gozo, because Gozo is like a nice yacht place and this is like a little harbor. So we'll see what the price is here, and because I want to have a little bit more fuel in the tank before I go across to Malta, you know, just because. Way over there, you can't see it, it's too far, and my friends Becky and Gordon sort of making their way up to Gozo because the wind changed a little bit and a slight change of plan, so we're both heading to Gozo now, but they're way out there on the horizon. There's a fishing line there. I spotted it in time and I stopped the boat, and then these guys came out and I think they want to show me where to go around their fishing line. It's really strange that they put out like fishing nets this close to a port where there's going to be boats around, so it's a little strange, but that's what they do. That was actually difficult. I didn't film it because I was just too busy. It's a very shallow entrance to the marina here, even though there's like some quite big boats. It got down to like 0.6 and you're like, god damn it, and it's not marked. And then the fuel station here, which I really need fuel now, is just closed and they're not answering their phones, so fuck it. I don't really want to go on today. It calms a lot down tonight, so until they show up and give me fuel, and then I can go over there and camp out for the night, which will be quite calm. Even though the wind's blowing, there's no swell, but I'm just going to stay here until someone shows up and sells me some fuel. I kept trying to call and contact different people, but to no avail. So eventually I contacted a couple of my Italian-speaking friends back in the UK, and they called up and they got an answer, and the guy is supposed to be coming here in a few minutes. But yeah, that's been my little home for the past few hours. The trouble is, it's really shallow there, like less than a meter. I don't know how these boats get in and out, but so I'm going to go out carefully, and then I'm going to go around to this marina for 2 nights and then on to Gozo. I'm still not quite sure what's going on, but I think I got to move my boat around to the marina because they have fuel there. It's just not marked on the map at all. So I gotta figure out a way of getting the boat around there. And it's windy. I don't like this at all. I still have no idea where I'm going. If it's too windy, I'm gonna back out and just go and camp out there somewhere, because I can feel it's too fucking windy. Not gonna be good. Damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and then I'm gonna turn 90 degrees to the right, and then I'm gonna back up and let the wind blow me onto the pontoon. Okay, so far so good. Don't like it, but there's no option. And there's no fenders on their pontoon at all. It's just bare metal. Can you put the fender out? The fenders! Okay, we landed safely. Don't know how I'm going to get off, but that's another deal. Okay, we kind of figured it out. There's diesel going in the tanks, but I have no idea how I'm going to get off because there's a really strong wind blowing this way, and
because we were here working.
Yeah.
Take out the shit from the fishing nets, you know, all this garbage.
Yeah, but it's like when I was there, he came up and they said you should be better. It's incredibly windy. I am lucky I came into the port at about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, because there's no way I could have got the boat in here safely in this wind. It just wouldn't have happened. So I'd have been stuck out there in this wind and with nowhere to go. Why, even when you're at anchorage, you follow the weather very carefully, because being stuck out there in a 30-knot wind, I mean, I can see right over the breakwater there. There's like white tops. Just not good. But it does calm down tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna leave pretty early in the morning, I think, and head to Ragusa, which I'm looking forward to. It's about 65k across there to get to Malta, to get to Gozo actually, and so it's all day without seeing land, and it's a little nerve-wracking because when I crossed the English Channel, I was so naive about everything that I wasn't scared, whereas now I'm like, I know a little bit more about how sharp the knife is, and so handling the knife is a little bit scarier than it was when I went across the channel, because there I'm like, hey, Ramsgate, there we go, Calais, woohoo! I mean, it wasn't quite like that. I'd done some work, but even so, it does feel a little bit like I know more, and therefore I'm a little more scared. I don't know where it all went wrong. I used to be such a late night person. I was always up at like 11, 12, 1 o'clock. These days, the sun's not even up yet and I'm awake. The fuck? I'm not that happy about it, to be honest. But for some reason, waking up early is just the new norm. Apart from the incident with the fishing net, which wasn't these guys' fault. In fact, these guys were very helpful because they were translating, because the actual fisher guy didn't speak any English, and that was tricky. I mean, he was just pissed off that I tangled his net, but he put his nets exactly where several of the apps say you should drop anchor. So it's kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do, you know? I'm not gonna just like, I mean, he could have shafted me for a lot of money, because it really did. I mean, I stole the nets. They were tangled up and messed up. They got caught in the propeller and twisted around and whatever. I didn't feel it. That was the weird thing. But when I looked, sure enough, boom, there it was. There was some fishing line. And so I just went to him and said, yeah, I found fishing line tangled up in the prop. So, you know, sometimes you just have to suck it up. Anyway, the seas are very calm today. There's almost no wind, and I should get to, I mean, it's 9 o'clock, which is exactly the time I want to leave. I don't want to get to Ragusa too early because that's just not polite, and I didn't want I get there too late because the wind starts to pick up at about 1 or 2 o'clock. The entrance to this particular marina has got tricky because there's a big buildup of sand and they haven't dredged it out yet. So they want people to go in, but with a dinghy escort. And so in about 2 minutes, there'll be someone coming out in a dinghy and I just follow them in. This is my final day before I go to Malta. Just doing a little bit of shopping, and I was thinking of coming out here because it saved me a day in the marina, but it's just not worth it. It's pay the man the money and leave tomorrow, because it's going to be a little bit more swellier than I thought it was going to be. And so, and it's not too much, it's 50 euros a night. It's a really nice marina. It's Ragusa. Very friendly, people talk to each other much more than normal in other marinas. So I've really had a good time here. And as walks to the shops go, this one doesn't suck. You know, you've got this out here, and it's only about 1k to the shop anyway, so it's not exactly a hike. Good morning. There's no reason for me to be awake this early, but I'm leaving today, so I just happen to be awake early. But today is the day I finally get to Malta. And I don't know, there's a bit of activity here because it's been a little bit like rough out there for a couple of days, so not many boats have been leaving. But first thing this morning you could feel the boat moving because boats were exiting here, and there's people over there about to leave. Oh, this is what I mean about crossing the lines at the front. That just makes more sense. But everyone does it that way, see? Geometrically, this makes more sense, but people don't do it. I do. People go, why are you doing it like that? I explain to them and they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, this is it. The last push to Malta. The very last bit of the, well, I guess when I get to Gozo, I have to, which is part of Malta, I have to go around the coast to get to Valletta and then further south where I'm going to end up. But this is the last bit of moving the boat before I can say I'm in Malta. So I'm just doing my checks and making sure that everything's in order and I have everything at hand, because when I'm actually moving, you kind of want to focus on the moving bit. Well, that is Italy behind me and the big wide open sea right in front of me. It does feel a little bit strange just pointing towards nothing, but you know, the world's not flat, so I can't see where I'm going because it's over the curve. But yeah, it's not quite as flat as I'd like it, but it never is. So that's okay. I mean, it's actually forecast to get a little bit flatter as we get further over, but I'm fine like it is anyway. So we got 5 hours of this. We're doing about 10 knots.